I'm with Ted the Turner. Ted Young, who makes woodcraft.
Most of the wood that I use comes from trees that have been cut down in the area, and I recycle. I belong to a club that we get the logs and cut them up. So I bring a log home, I cut it into slabs, then I cut it into squares, drill a hole in the square, and then I mount it on my lathe. I made a special fixture to hold it, and then I turn it on, and I remove the corners until I get a round donut.
These become cup holders, huh?
These are going to be napkin holders.
Napkin holders. Okay, napkin rings.
I'm going to bring my tools closer. Still have a little more to take off. Okay. That sounds good. Alright, so that's round. And I'm going to mark, I'm going to make 3 rings, three beads.
Okay.
So I'm going to mark.
It only takes a few minutes to make these, huh?
Well, I had to cut the log. I had to cut the wood into slabs.
Like I said, it only takes a few weeks to do this, right?
It takes about, I can do 4 or 8 of them a day, doing all the steps. What I'm now doing is just cleaning up the edge.
Look forward to seeing you there.
Now I'm going to mark.
So this is the only tool you use to make these?
I have a drill press to drill the hole and a bandsaw to cut up the wood.
Okay.
So I'm marking where I want the beads to be. I'm making a set of 4, so I'm trying to make them equal, but since it's handmade, it really doesn't come out perfectly. They don't all look identical, but they're close. Okay, so now I'm going to cut a groove. That's going to be the bottom of my bead. This is called a parting tool that I'm using now. And I take a spindle gouge and I make the bead.
Let it go. I know.
It's actually probably a lot of fun.
Crazy.
Now I take my detail gouge to clean up. What I have is a small ring, bigger ring, and a bigger ring. So I have to do some work to make them even.
Okay. So you're just going to use the same tool, and that's how it all comes together.
Yeah, I'm just going to use the same tool to...
Do you ever have to sand it?
Next step is sanding.
Okay.
But that's boring.
You
don't want a video sanding.
You got it. Tell me about the birdhouses.
Well, actually, most of those are made from wood left over from making big bowls. So I'm salvaging wood from trees that have been cut down, and I salvage the scraps from that and make these. And so each one is unique. As I work on it, I come up with ideas and try different shapes. Try not to make two of the same.
Would you say most of what you make are decorations, or do they have utility as well?
We have bowls that have utility. These are decorations. This is a family of mice, a papa and a mama and a baby mouse. It's more decorative than functional because it's from a maple tree that started to rot, and I've had to treat the rot, but it ends up with a lot of character. So I don't recommend putting food in it because of the chemicals I use to treat it.
Okay. So tell me about Second Saturday. This is your first Second Saturday?
This is my first Second Saturday demonstrating.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Ted.
You're welcome.